Welcome to Freezer Milk Podcast. I'm your host, Bridget, along with my husband, Chris. Weekly, we talk about being parents, what happened that week. It's basically our therapy session to vent out everything that we went through. We are boy parents. We have 3 boys, Enzo, Rhett, and Arlo. And if you'd like to get to know us a little bit better, you can check out our website, freezermilk.com, or follow us on Instagram at Freezer Milk Podcast. We also have YouTube and TikTok, Freezer Milk. Thanks so much for listening, and we hope you enjoy. Welcome back.
Happy Mother's Day.
Whoop, whoop.
It's been a day.
Yeah, your mom came over.
Yeah, and the baby didn't freak out.
He had like a quivering face.
Tell everybody about the last time my mom was here with the baby.
Oh my god. Like, it's more funny if you put in perspective that like one of my coworkers has seen our baby and held our baby, and our baby didn't freak out at all.
Yeah.
But your mom looks at our baby and he starts crying hysterically. Mm-hmm. Sheer like fear in his face. Like you can see the fear in his face of just like terrified.
Yep.
Like he's laying on his back on the floor looking at you, and then he flipped to his belly and he saw her and not you and lost his mind and took like 10 minutes to settle down.
It's interesting that they, babies kind of like sense that.
Sense like energy?
Yeah, they sense the energy, and he probably just knows that she's not safe. Like,
right.
She's not going to protect me. His
like basic coding.
Well, it's like today, like we put all our stools up because Rhett likes to climb up stools, and we have tile, so we're always worried he's going to fall off. So she asked me if I can bring in a stool, and I said I can, but you can't abandon the stool because Rhett will try and climb it. I said if I'm bringing a stool in here, you're going to sit on it, and you're not going to move. Well, she didn't, and I brought the stool in, and she left the stool unattended and ready for climbing. And I'm like...
The sad part is I also said it to her when I went to go outside. You were putting the baby down. I said, hey, you need to understand, if you get up, even if it's just to get water, you need to put the stool up on the counter or make sure you have eyes on Rhett, because he will climb that stool.
Mm-hmm. And he's constantly trying to hurt himself.
And yet, she still abandoned it.
Yep. So I finally took the stool and moved it, and I'm like, I don't get it.
You can sit at the table.
Yeah, with the kiddies.
You're not able to follow basic instructions.
My 2-year-old listens better than you do.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Anyway, it was a Mother's Day. We survived it. It's been a long week. We've had Enzo all week, and
Rhett's been long about this week.
Very
we are in the season of Rhett is our most trying child.
Yes, it's exhausting. I'm very short-fused, and he just, I don't know. I can love him more than anything and hate him so much in the same thought.
It's the extreme of all emotions.
It really is. And then, he does something cute, and I'm like, go. Yeah. That's why I love you.
80-20.
Yeah. So it's been a hell of a week. It's just been today. Every
for me, it was an amazing Mother's Day. So I thank you for that. I got to sleep in. Yeah. I got up and gave the baby milk, and then was able to go back to sleep in. And you had baby and Rhett and Enzo, and I got to have a nice long shower, and
house was clean.
The house was clean. I got to pump this morning.
I did some work around the house.
Had some coffee. You spoiled me.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate that.
Set you up with a gift card.
Yeah.
Technically, it's from your children.
Yeah.
We all know they're broke as shit, and I had to pay for it, so.
Keep getting you for these gift cards. Birthday, Mother's Day.
But... No, I mean, that was the point. It was supposed to be your day, and, you were supposed to enjoy it and just hang out. But it's still very demanding. I mean, you feel a lot, especially with the phases that Rhett's in right now, and he's so, I love the fact that he's so curious about everything, but he doesn't know when he's going to hurt himself. He follows danger, and I'm like, man, you're so me. It's awful. That's why I don't like you, because you're me.
What was the most dangerous thing that you felt like today?
Oh, jeez. I think I laid the baby on the floor for a couple seconds because he was in his room.
Yeah.
And I just had the baby, and I was letting the baby on the floor do his flips.
Tummy time and stuff.
I had grabbed something. I think it might have been my phone or water or something, or the remote, and I went and set it on the counter. And I was within 5 feet, 6 feet of the baby, and I was watching the baby, and Rhett came in like a fucking ninja out of nowhere, and I turn around, and he's standing on top of the fucking baby on the ground.
Not both feet.
No, he had 1 foot, and he was applying pressure. And, I'm like, what are you doing? Like...
He's like, will he break?
Right. And then he just like walked over him. I'm like, oh my God. But it's just shit like that. I'm like, he knows.
The funniest part is poor Arlo is 110% that third child, that last child. Mm-hmm. What did he do? He fucking giggled.
He laughed.
He laughed when Rhett did it.
I was so mad. I was pissed.
Get off him.
Ugh. That was probably one of the things that got me today.
Just how fast it can happen.
But man, like, we have a pretty decent sized house. It's not like we have a huge house. Like, we have a decent sized house. It's a single story house. I've been a big proponent. I've been very adamant about getting a single story house. And I tell you what, with fucking kids, get a 2-story.
Yep.
So that you have your living space downstairs and they stay upstairs. Because here it's all one in togetherness, and you don't get a fucking break.
Yeah, because don't get it wrong. Even if there's like a second floor, third floor, or fourth floor, whatever it may be, kids will run up and downstairs all day long. But at least it tires them out.
Yeah, at least they're burning energy. Here they're just they're hovering. Where'd you find me this afternoon?
You were sitting in the dark in the pantry.
I was just sitting there trying to get some quiet because all the kids were hovering and screaming, and I'm like, holy fucking shit. I need to go into a dark space.
I've done that in our master bedroom closet before.
Like, I just need a second to just not see anything. Because Enzo, he's at that place where we're working on self-entertaining. Like,
yeah,
he's not as good at it. He's getting better, but man, he hovers. It drives me nuts.
Today was a lot of hovering. Like, we were supposed to be making his day or planning out his day and giving him task items to do. Yeah.
So, I don't know. But best part about Mother's Day for you?
Afternoon sex.
Oh, well,
morning sex?
We got to do that.
Whatever time of day that was. I think it was morning, yeah. It was like 11, we don't need to go into details of time. But, yeah, duh. Hands down the best part of my day.
And then back at it again.
And then back to the chaos. I think I look forward to when our children are old enough that for Mother's Day, I get to go to a hotel for the day.
Right.
And they're like, you and I can go away for the day. Because I ask anyone, what does a mom want for Mother's Day? No responsibility.
Yep. It's hard when you have little.
Yes, ours are too little for it, but as they get older, 110%, we can take advantage of that.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, here you go, babysitter.
Have fun.
For Mother's Day, mom gets to not be mom.
And that way, Arlo will be big enough that I'm not going to be too concerned about Rhett killing him.
He's that poor child's going to get so beat up on.
Yeah, until he's big enough. Until he's bigger.
He's so sweet, though.
He is.
He's just a sweetheart. He loves to just sit with me. Tonight we were playing Phase 10 with Enzo, and Arlo, for some reason, took a super fucking long nap. And he got up past his bedtime, realistically, but we knew, hey, you need to, be awake for a little while, because otherwise your bedtime would have been 5 p.m., and that's not okay. But he just sat with me on the couch, just watching us play cards.
Yeah, Rhett wasn't like that. He didn't do that. Mm-mm. But it's nice that he does. I mean, but he doesn't do that with me.
He's in the phase right now. All babies go through this, and I feel like with every child, I forget about it. He's in the phase of exploring sounds that his mouth can make. Mm. And so his latest one is the sound of I can't breathe, because he's
I know, I fucking hate
it. And you're like, look at him, and he's just smiling, like, this is amazing. Do you hear these sounds? And I'm like, oh.
It's fucking awful.
He got Enzo today, and I was like, is he okay? Like, hey, he's fine. Just
great.
Exploring sounds.
Yeah.
Makes me laugh. What else went on this week? We had my birthday.
Had your birthday? Yeah, this is always a really fucking tough time of year because
Okay, can we reflect? Anniversary, Christmas, now Arlo's birthday, Enzo's birthday, your birthday, all between November and January 31st.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear.
You're impossible to shop for.
This is true.
So to have back-to-back days, there's literally days. There's years. There's years that your birthday
falls on Mother's Day. Yeah.
Falls on Mother's Day, and you expect celebration for each day. What was it? The first year that I bought you?
You got me like one or two gifts.
I got you one or two gifts.
You're like, these are your birthday, Mother's Day gifts. And I was like, but which one's which? You're like, what?
You got mad about it. You were like, no, I get 2 days. And I'm like, oh, this will never happen again. I'll make sure that I distinguish which gifts are what. Right? So this year I did like a theme for each one.
Yeah.
Like your birthday, I did like cookware.
I loved it. My gosh, the cutting boards he got me these like banging cutting boards. Love them.
So I did for her birthday. I did like cookware stuff, and then for Mother's Day, I wanted to set you up with some nice computer stuff.
Yeah.
And some pampering stuff. So I made sure that I distinguished that the days that there were themes for each day, so that I didn't get in trouble for not celebrating 2 days instead of 1. Anyway, you're impossible to shop for.
It's not my fault they fall close together. It would be like if we, for Arlo, for Christmas and his birthday, are just like, oh, here's your birthday Christmas gifts.
It's just a very expensive time of year for us. From November to end of January is rough, and then
we get like a 2-month break, and then Rhett has a birthday, which it's far enough away from Christmas and stuff that we recover from it. And then 2 months later, you have my birthday / Mother's Day.
These years are going by so fast. I feel like I just bought you a birthday gift like a few weeks ago.
Yeah. Well, you did buy them a little early.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to make sure that everything showed up, because the last time I did, it didn't all show up at the right time.
I loved my gifts. Said I loved
my
gifts.
It's not my forte to do gifts.
I feel like I'm pretty decent at gifts.
You are. You come up with creative stuff for people that help them in their daily lives. We're really big on buying stuff that helps us, not just an individual person.
Yeah.
Like, you always say, like, hey, if you're going to buy me something, buy stuff that we can all use in the household.
Yeah, the Christmas I got like new knives, and I was so excited about that. And like, it's for all of us.
Well, not the kids, because they're too young to play with knives.
I don't like. I'm not like a shoe or a purse.
I wouldn't even go down that road.
Oh my gosh! So my future pseudo sister-in-law, she was telling me about this like pair of shoes she got, because she's like a shoe person, because she was concerned about like climate control for her shoes. So she doesn't want to have them like in the garage or anything like that. And she's a shoe person. She was telling me this pair of shoes she got, and I was like, yeah, I don't know what that is. I was like, I only know Louis Vuittons. They have the red underneath. She was like, oh, no, these are not at that level, but they're a bougier shoe. And I was like, yeah, couldn't even tell you. Don't know shit about them.
I could care less. I destroy my shoes. I like my Kaziks.
Oh my god, I love my Kaziks or whatever.
Kaziks or whatever. They're the most comfortable shoe in the world. Anybody that's lazy and doesn't want to tie her shoes, just buy some Kaziks.
Not just lazy. If you have fucking kids and your hands are full, because you're like carrying a toddler, Kaziks. You fly a lot and travel, Kaziks.
Hopefully we get paid for advertisement for Kaziks.
Right. One day. Yeah. But it was a busy week. Had a lot going on. It's my first full week back to work.
Yeah, that didn't go. I literally, like, this might be a little, you might not want me to say this, but I'm gonna. I think there was 2 occasions that I actually, like, hadn't heard from you in a while, so I came and checked on you in your office and you were sitting there fucking crying. Like, oh my God, what is going on? Nothing, kids weren't in there. You were just in there with your staring at your computer crying. Like, oh my God.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, we must be back at work. Yay.
There are things that I enjoy about corporate America, and there are things that no matter what company you work for, when you spend time building 2 hours building a presentation that someone has trained you on how to do because it's a weekly presentation, and it involves 36 fucking screenshots from like reports I've never seen before, so they're new to me, so I don't have this muscle memory for it. 36 screenshots, mind you. 2 hours working on this shit. Pulled an 11-hour workday that day, getting this shit done. Only to find out 5 minutes before I log off for the day and this presentation is being shown the next morning, oh, you did all your screenshots wrong. You need to do this. No one told you?
No.
And I just fucking started crying. I was like, this is fucking outrageous. Like, not okay.
Like, who the fuck are these fucking reports for?
Yeah. I made some suggestions to make this more efficient. Put some ownership back on the people that have to, like, attend these calls and view these reports. No.
I just, like, I didn't, you know, in the moment, you just don't really know what to do. You're just like, yeah. To walk in and you're barely back even a week. And you're already crying. I'm like, oh, jeez.
You know, more than anything, I loathe time wasted.
Yeah.
Like, I consider my time extremely valuable because I have 3 small children and a spouse, and we have things going on in life, and, you know, our time, like, as you said, the years go super fucking quick. So, like, my time is extremely valuable. So for me to invest 2 hours to be told that I just wasn't given the right information and the 2 hours I spent were just basically pointless, like, that's 2 hours I could have been doing something else. That's 2 hours I could have, like, and I was already working a long day so that's 2 hours I took away from my family.
Yeah.
That makes me
what do you
really
always
mad.
say? Babies don't keep?
Babies don't keep.
And I'm getting older and grayer. Saggier.
I'm just turned white, apparently. All my hairs.
Fuck.
No, that's the hard part with corporate jobs, you know, is that stuff like that happens. And
yeah, no, I don't know. I didn't really want you to have to go back to work.
Yeah.
You know, we had been discussing that, you know, hopefully, you know, getting to a place where we could afford for you to stay home and then work into something else. But, and I think it's still it's in the future. We're just not there yet. I don't know. You know, but it's hard to walk in there. You know, this whole time I've been working, I didn't get any time off when the baby was born.
Yeah.
You know, I take a couple days.
Yeah.
Like, I think I took like
a week.
Not even.
I think it was like 6 days.
Yeah, I might have taken 6 days off at the beginning, but I didn't get any fucking time off. So I've just been working and working and working and working. And, you know, so for me, it's just been my routine. But for you, you've been off for 4 months. So to go back, I'm like, yeah, put yourself in her shoes. That's got to suck. It's got to be a little overwhelming.
Well, you're like, on one hand, you're trying to get caught up on everything from a work standpoint. Like, 4 months is a long time. It's an entire quarter, you know, more than a quarter of the year to...
It went quick, though.
It did.
I remember the baby was born, had just been born, and you're like, I've got like 4 months to go. It's crazy. And then next thing I know, oh yeah, I got to go back to work tomorrow.
It does. Again, babies don't keep. It fucking flies by. It's insane.
Yeah.
But trying to come up with the learning curve of 4 months, trying to get back in the routine of work after 4 months, trying to adjust to not being in mom mode during the day for the past 4 months. I've been doing that, and adjusting to, like, Rhett and Arlo both really struggled last week.
I know.
Like, Rhett has had meltdown after meltdown because he got used to, for the last 4 months,
Mom been around.
I was around, and he had me for everything.
Although, like 30 days, I'd say you were in our room.
Yeah, the first, 6 weeks
you
postpartum.
Sheltered in place in our room.
Yeah, I would say the first 6 weeks. So, 3 months, 2.5, but he's used to having me around and having, let's go outside and let's, snuggle on the couch and let's play, and he's been really used to that. So
then you lock yourself in the office.
I lock myself in the office for 3 to 4 hours, and he's like,
Dad's coming in and out every once in a while to take care of baby.
He's like, what the hell? Where's Mom?
Pretty much, yeah.
So it was just really tough because that was weighing on me too, seeing how hard it was. Arlo had a hard time too with it. It was
I commend all those mothers out there because, man, it's not easy, And I'm not the one, that's the mother. And but I see what you do, and I see what other mothers do, and some mothers are doing it by themselves. And you know what? More power to you, because that's awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's not easy to do.
Well, we're going to keep it short. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there.
Appreciate you tuning in and listening to us banter about kids.
Have a great week.
Bye. Thanks, everybody, for listening. You can check us out at
freezermilk.com
or Instagram.
Freezer Milk Podcast.
Until next week, guys. Thanks.
Don't forget, parenting is a trip. We are all here on the journey with you together. Thanks so much for listening.